in as much as you think you've got access to these billionaires, to these millionaires, to these popular people, you only get to hear what they have to say.
Access is me going on, doing this and going on Twitter and saying, what did Elon Musk say?
For iShow Speed, for one iShow Speed we have 30 to 100 who failed. Learn something that can be productive to you. You are not going to be famous. You're not going to be rich. A job's purpose is to provide for you. Hello, fam. How are you? Yes, how are you? I'm doing okay. I hope each and every one of you is doing okay. And this is another episode of what? Here's the Thing podcast with Shadaya. And as usual, with my co-host, Todo Sims. She has been trending the whole week.
Right. Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm back again. I know y'all don't like me, but it's all right. You'll get used to me.
I don't think they don't like you as such. Mm-hmm. I just think they don't agree with some of the things you say.
Okay.
Yes. Of which it's normal. Because the whole reason why we decided to start this podcast was so that we could share like perspectives, how men view things and also how women view things.
Well, today's a bit different because there are two women against the Shadaya.
Yes, we've got two women. The other one is going to be the other one is going to be a ghost. Yes, she's going to be the ghost lady for this particular episode. Yes.
Yellow. Hi, guys.
She has a lot of nonsense to say. That's why she had to become the ghost lady. She doesn't want you guys to end up, following her on your socials, shouting at her and that stuff. And do we have a topic today?
Yeah, we're just flowing with the flow. How's been your week? How's been your guys' week?
I don't know for the ghost lady.
I think my week was fine. I just decided to change my mentality, have a different perspective because...
What's been happening?
Nothing, actually. Nothing. Like, there was no excitement. There was nothing. It's just the week before. You don't have money. You haven't been paid. Things are not working out. You're just hanging. You're just hanging in there.
Mine has been good. I've been doing the Hallelujah Challenge. Are you guys familiar with that?
Yes, I've been doing that.
What's the Hallelujah Challenge?
Should I tell you the way you looked at me?
No.
You don't know the Hallelujah Challenge?
The important question
I don't know
is...
TikTok stuff.
Do you go to church is the important question, Shadai.
No, I don't go to church.
There you go. Well, the Hallelujah Challenge is something that Pastor Nathaniel Basi from Nigeria, he does it, and then people all over the world, they meet online around 12 midnight and pray.
Oh, so that's the whole challenge.
Yeah, it's like a 20-day thing. So I've been doing that. I've been praying.
Okay. For me, I wouldn't know anything about, the prayer.
Why don't you go to church?
Important question.
Why don't I go to church?
Yeah. Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
That's why he has a lot to say, because if he led like a Christian man...
What I would say is I do believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do believe in the existence of God. I do believe in doing good things. I just believe in being a good person. But I wouldn't say I'm a Christian per se, like the modern Christian person. No, not a Christian.
But what is a Christian? A Christian isn't it a person that believes in Christ?
I believe in God.
You don't believe in Christ?
I believe in God.
You don't believe Jesus is the Son of God?
Nah.
Shadaya.
No. What I believe in is there is a supreme being.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a God.
There's a God.
Okay.
And we interpret him differently. The Christians, they interpret him via what? Jesus. The Muslims, they interpret him via the Prophet Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
For, I would say, the Buddhists, they interpret him via who? Buddha. Different ways we interpret who the supreme being is.
Were you born a Christian though? Or is it something that you later decided?
Everyone is born a human being. And then you are programmed into,
okay,
this particular religion.
Does your mother go to church?
Yes, my mom, she's a Christian.
Which church?
Methodist.
So you grew up
I stopped going at church grade 2. Yeah.
That's... And your mother allowed you to stop going to church
because my dad didn't go to church.
Okay.
So she had no option.
Okay.
Because I looked up to my father.
Do you see now why you need to have a man that also believes the same thing? Because now you see in a house like Shadaya's, the dad didn't go, the mom went, and the kids just didn't go because the man is the head.
Oh yeah, I definitely have to marry a man who is a Christian. I can't, because I want my children to actually be Christians. I want them to know the word. I want them to believe in God. So my man, whoever I'm going to marry, one of the conditions, you have to be a Christian believer. Shadaya, why are you looking at me like that?
He doesn't believe that we will marry.
You guys, you're talking as if you are the ones who set the conditions. It's the men who sets the conditions.
Yeah, but I choose the type of man that is going to set the conditions.
Yes, already meaning that if you want a Christian man, you're going to have to be open to dating who? Christian guys.
I am open to dating Christian guys.
Not to just end up saying the guy wasn't a Christian, and then when it comes to marriage, and then you start saying, I want you to,
change.
Because either way, the woman just follows the man. Whatever the man believes in, you should believe in that too.
Who says that?
He's the head.
Who says he's the head?
He's the head of the family.
Who says that? No, wait. Who says that?
If you refer to your Bible.
But you don't believe in the Bible, right? You don't believe in the Bible.
If you even look at Islam, the man is the head. Almost every religion, the man is the head. And think about that. All these religions.
But you believe
and
this
all
and yet
these
you're
cultures.
not religious. No, we're talking about you specifically.
But let's just talk. All these religions, all these cultures, all these races, as different as they were, they agreed on one thing unanimously. Women should follow.
No, the Bible doesn't say women should follow. It says women are the helper.
Yes. The helper follows.
No.
You are helping who? Your master.
No. You don't help your master.
You what?
It's not a power thing. It's not a power thing. If I come and help you, it means there's something that you're lacking. There's something that you need. Without me, you cannot fulfill what you're put on earth to do. You need me to succeed. You need me to do and be what God put you on this earth to do.
You are an assistant.
No, I'm not an assistant.
Helping. You are an assistant. There's the main guy and you are the assistant.
No. I'm the thing that you need to get to your point where you're supposed to get in life. Without me, you can't do it.
I actually talked this on this other episode with, we had Pastor Ambassador Onward Gibson. And I was telling him, the reason why you see many men are, turning away from the church is because the church has become, feminized. That's another reason why you don't see that many men, going to church. I mean, like real masculine men going to church.
There are a lot of masculine men going to church. There are a lot of masculine men.
No, we don't have masculine men in church anymore.
I think let's stop playing and saying that masculinity is aligned with not going to church, because that's a very dangerous game when you say masculine men don't go to church. Because I think that is just churches are different. Okay. We can't now say Joan Maso. Joan Maso is very, men lead. Men lead in Zimbabwe. I think you've seen that. Women sit in their own place. They don't stand up as much. They don't do as much. So if we universal and say churches, I'm sure Joan Masoe is very, very, masculine men like that. And leading. Even the Pentecostal churches, there are some churches that, men are like that. So
also there are churches that say women should not be pastors. I've heard that.
Yeah.
They should not
because now you're saying Joan Masoe is no masculine men.
Yes, then you are looking at, I would say an outlier. But we're talking about, the general rule when it comes to Christianity. Christianity has become feminized.
How?
Right now, if you were to put the average church guy and an average Muslim guy, you can tell who's actually a man and who's
How do you tell?
Not a man.
How can you tell?
Aura. Aura.
So Christians have no aura.
They have no aura. Christian guys, they've got no aura. Soft.
I rebuke the devil in me.
Soft. No, this is not the devil in me. This is just facts.
No.
This is just facts.
So,
do you think that, and the reason why I'm...
Christian men are kind.
The reason why I'm always referencing to, Islam is this. it's, I would say, the second most, dominant religion after Christianity. Do you think that Islam is going to come at a point whereby they say it's okay for a man and a man to get married, a woman and a woman to get married? But we are seeing it,
Who says Christians have said so?
We are seeing it.
They have not said it's okay. I don't know. Is there any Christian denomination that has said it's happening? But
in this Christian, denominations,
no, I don't think a lot of Christian churches have come out and said it's okay. I don't think people are saying it's okay.
Where do you find single mothers more? In church or the other side?
Which other side?
Where do you find them? Islam or Christianity?
I don't know.
Where do you find them?
I can't speak up for Islam because I don't know what's happening. But I'm sure there are single mothers that are Muslim.
But I'm saying the percentage. Where do you find this more?
Do you know why you find them more less in Muslims?
Yes.
Because of the Muslim men and the way they are brought up. Like they have a strict...
Oh my God, are you supporting him?
Oh wait,
that's what we're talking about. They are raised as men. And Christianity guys are being raised as
so everyone. So yes.
wimps.
So coming back, you're saying that men that have left women that they've given kids or they've married are all simps and wimps, right?
What do you mean?
Because Muslim men, remember, single motherhood is different reasons. We have our sex, and you decide to leave me. In the Muslim culture, we're either going to get married because you've deflowered the girl, you've whatever. Divorce is also a taboo. But
yes.
In the Christian men, or in the modern society, men that do that. So are we now all saying that men that leave women are not masculine?
I would say that men who leave women, they know what they're doing.
Are they masculine?
Yes, they are masculine.
No.
They are cowards.
They are very masculine.
They're weak.
No,
they're
you
simps.
Want to portray them as simps. They are masculine.
How?
They recognize this. This woman is not worth keeping. And they live.
So why are you indulging in sexual activities with a woman that's not worth keeping? Why are you producing a child?
We are going back to the same thing that we've always talked about. You are the one who's responsible for sex and fertility. For sex to happen, you say yes. For you to get pregnant,
okay. Even if I'm going to be responsible, don't you think also you as a man, wouldn't you want to have a child because you're producing a child?
Yes.
In as much as it's my responsibility and this is going to be your offspring, would you not want to have an offspring that comes from a woman that you think is worth having to be the mother of your child?
I was having sex with you and then you decided
but at the end of the day, you were having sex with me, right? At the end of the day, we're going to produce something that is going to be your offspring.
Was it planned?
Even if it's
Shadaya.
That's why I'm saying you as a man, before you go to a woman, you should also think, is this the type of woman I would want to carry my offspring?
No.
It's also your responsibility.
I want to offload. I want to have sex.
No, Shadaya.
That's why they're condoms,
Can I ask you something?
Yes, ask me something.
Are masculine men disciplined?
They are disciplined.
You have said that masculinity is disciplined. Having random sex, having sex with
random sex is what
glorifying lack of discipline.
Having random sex is what refuels a man.
You are glorifying lack of discipline.
It's what refuels you.
No.
That's why you see the man who's having sex with one woman for a long period, you start to see the testosterone in him starts declining.
Is this been studied?
Yes, it's been studied. It's been studied.
Where's the evidence?
Been studied.
We need
you
evidence.
Want me to go into detail?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll put the details on my Twitter account.
Shadaya.
As soon as we end.
The
you
podcast.
Are glorifying.
Did you go to the gym today?
Yes, I always go to the gym in the morning because I'm a masculine man, by the way.
Shadaya, I think you glorify lack of discipline
No.
and make that because let me explain. We can't say that we are raising boys that should be disciplined in every aspect of their lives. Work, they should know what they want, they should be focused. But when it comes to women, you have no discipline to commit to one person because you want to say that is in my nature. Wait, that is in my nature. What is the nature? Whose nature? For Christian men, it's the nature of God. God is not a man that does that. And you now want to say we are like animals. No. Suddenly, you lack intelligence, you lack discipline. You want to say I'm like an animal when it comes to that.
I want to talk about this. People always talk about, Jesus. You ended up saying that one man, one woman. Yes, he did say that, but he didn't change the man's biology. The man's biology craves for variety. It's never going to change.
There's so many things we crave. Doesn't mean we should do it.
As disciplined as you are,
no.
As a man,
There's so many things
You're
we crave.
always going to
I could
want
be angry.
variety.
I could be okay. I could be angry with the ghost lady right here. I almost said your name. I could be angry with the ghost lady right here, right? And I could feel like punching her. Doesn't mean I should punch her. There's so many things we crave as human. I could be craving to eat, like to drink every single day. Doesn't mean I should drink.
If you
it's
can
okay.
get away with it, it's okay.
No, Shadaya,
And
violence
for men,
is never
we can get away
okay.
with it.
Violence is never
Yes,
okay.
you see the point.
For men, we can get away with it, and it's okay.
That's just it.
No, getting away
Go.
with it doesn't mean it's
and
okay.
I'm talking to Christian women right now. When you look at all your
Jesus.
biblical figures, almost all your biblical figures, they were sleeping.
let's go to the Bible.
They were sleeping with more than one woman.
It doesn't mean they were doing the right thing.
God even,
It doesn't mean they were-
loved them in as much as they loved,
But now,
they were sleeping with
Going
more than
back-
one woman.
But also, okay,
And-
when we talk about this,
and
men,
the funny
can I
part is
explain
this.
this? When we talk about this, men like to bring out David. Like, David was
No,
this.
not David only.
Who else?
The godfather of the whole tribe, Abraham. He had more than one woman. The foundation. The
Listen,
foundation itself.
Abraham, as much as he was a godfather, what he did, he was wrong. The Bible even says so. David, what he did was wrong. It doesn't mean that they were perfect. It just means that they knew how to pray. See, the whole of Psalms is David's prayer. He was a man after God's heart. Do you understand? So you can't compare men that don't pray to men that knew how to talk to God and knew how to go and ask for forgiveness when they did what. Sarah was the one who even said to Abraham, sleep because we want another what?
Exactly.
But it wasn't right.
That's
It wasn't
the perfect way
right.
a Christian woman
The
is
reason
supposed
we
to
have
be.
okay,
the reason we have the
you
Bible
guys,
is to teach
as
us
Christian women-
right and wrong. So some of the lessons in the Bible, it's not to follow them, it's to learn from right and wrong.
Oh, what am I supposed to learn from,
Okay,
these
Shadaya.
whole stories?
From
That
these
you shouldn't
stories.
have more than one woman.
Yes.
Yet, the only problematic men in the Bible had one woman. Look at it. The guys who ended up, falling
that?
away from
Which
God,
one?
they had one woman.
Which one?
We start with, the strong guy, the gym guy.
Which Jimmy guy?
Samson. It's because he had one woman.
No, but
You see,
no.
we go to that
Samson.
king, that
Samson.
king.
What happened to Samson after he went outside where
No,
he
but
slept
I'm
with the
saying
prostitute?
one woman.
What happened to him?
One
That's
woman.
a lesson on the other
One
hand.
woman.
What happened
And
to him
then
when he slept
we
with
had-
someone he was not
we had
supposed to
this
sleep
other
with?
guy.
He lost
This
his
other
powers.
Guy, the king who was married to Jezebel.
How did we get here? Why are we talking about
Okay,
that?
Shadaya.
Anyways,
Let me just ask one thing.
Yes. ask
Since
one
we're
thing.
taking notes from the Bible, right? And we are saying that men in the Bible, great men had many wives, and that's what we're just copying.
Yes.
So why do we not allow redeemed prostitutes to flourish? Because in the Bible, we have a lot of prostitutes that were
Which
redeemed.
prostitutes?
Mary Magdalene, the one that walked with Jesus, was
Oh,
a
she was a whore.
Jesus Christ.
No, you.
You were like, she was a whore.
language. Okay, yes.
She was.
Yes. And there was also the prostitute that helps the disciples that was sent. There are a lot of redeemed
Yeah,
prostitutes.
there are loads.
So if
There are
we're
lots.
taking notes, why now do we go against women that have been
Lost
prostitutes
their virgin-
and now are going to church?
You are saying these women, where they married these women,
No.
when they became redeemed, who married them? Because you're just talking about they helped, they walked, they did this. Is there any particular guy who ended up saying, I'm marrying you after your life
No,
was totally?
there's
Is marriage the goal?
Yes, that's the goal for every woman.
no, it's not my goal.
That's the goal for
It
every
is
woman.
not my goal.
You're a
My- What-
rebel. You're a rebellion.
Do you know I've seen those tweets where people are like, every woman's fear is not to get married. I'm like, no, my fear is not to be poor.
You want to get married at some point.
I don't care if it doesn't happen.
You do care.
No, I don't.
Right now,
I actually
the only
don't.
reason why.
And let me tell you why I don't care.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why I don't care. It's because of the marriages I come across every other single day. Women are not, okay, I'm not saying all women before you all come for me, but there are a lot of women that pretend to be happy. And not all. Not all women. There are a lot of women pretending to be happy in marriages. Men are cheating. There are women posting their husbands, but we know their husbands they are with so and so, so and so and so and so. I don't want to be in such a marriage. So I'm not saying, oh my God, I wish to be married like this person. No.
You want to be married to a man who doesn't cheat,
Yes.
then you're never going to be married.
It's okay.
I
That's-
think
It's okay with my
that's
soul.
how every man
It's
is.
okay.
I think marriage is like money. I think we all want it. But not all of us are destined to be married. It's like money.
Fair.
We all want to be filthy rich.
It's not about destiny.
No, wait. We all want to be filthy rich, but not all of us will end up. Yes, we can say hard work and all of that, but there are people that are working hard and doing their best that will never drive a Range Rover. Never.
But
that
now-
studied the good degrees, that did everything right. So I think it's the same with marriage. Some people, it's just not, no matter how bad they want it, no matter how good. You are saying it's a formula. You
Okay, speak. Done.
speak, sir.
You can't compare being, getting rich to getting married. Back in the day, we had a formula for how women would end up getting married.
But not
And then-
everyone got married.
No,
still.
but the majority, we had about a 90% pass rate
Because
of women
you
getting
were
married.
being,
And then
wasn't-
you women decided that you wanted to change the rules. Now we are down below 50%.
No, because a lot of back in the day, what was happening? I've got aunts and grandmothers that got
Yes.
married at 14. It wasn't even their choice; it was their parents' choices. Most of them were forced into marriages. Am I
They
lying?
were not forced.
They were.
into
At
these
14, you
marriages.
do not even know what you
You-
want to do with your life, but
At
here you
this
are, you're
age,
married. I'm
Toto,
telling you, I know.
don't even know what you want.
I do know what I
That's
want.
the
That's why
thing.
I'm
Women
single.
don't even know what they
I know
want.
what I want. That's why I'm
We've
single.
given women independence. We've given them the equal rights they demanded. We've
we're
given
making the
them,
best choices
We've
for
given them
us.
all the freedom they wanted. But to our surprise, they
We're
are
doing
still,
better than
they
we
are
were
still
doing years
complaining.
ago.
You are still complaining.
I'm not complaining.
They are still complaining, women.
Oh, they're not complaining. Women are happy.
You see, you guys, you always have something to complain about and you still blame men. I want to tell you this. Whatever grudges you women have against men, you should actually take your grudges with biology. Everything that is happening right now, it's a fight against biology, your biological design. The reason why it seems as if men oppress you is because they are biologically superior to you in every way.
Explain.
Okay. I would say for this, you want to, this privilege of having as much sex as men can have. But
There's-
men don't, have the consequences that you women have. I can have sex with as many women as I want. I will still be mentally okay. For
What do you mean mentally
no, let me
okay?
talk. Let me finish. For
Okay.
you won't be mentally okay. And we have seen it with, the porn stars. The female porn stars, you always, whenever you hear that there's a porn star who's committed suicide, drug overdose, or anything like that.
Are you saying
it's
they don't
always
male
the
porn
female.
stars taking drugs?
It's
I
always
think they
the
are.
female. No, I'm saying to a point whereby you get, overdosed on those things. The statistics, they show it's the women. I can have sex, I can get you pregnant, and no consequences to me.
Consequences, you have a child.
For you, there are going to be
You see,
consequences. on
Shadaya,
you.
wait.
For
Statements
9
like
months.
that are the,
Because-
the reason
no,
why
it's
there are a
the
lot of
truth.
single mothers.
It's the truth.
Statements
That
like,
is why-
you get pregnant, you have a child.
Yes.
It's not my child, it's our
no,
child.
It's not my child. If I don't want to be part of that child's life. It's not
That
my
is
child.
crazy
And
that you even
yes,
say that.
That's the harsh reality. And that is what you have to think about when you decide that you can have as much casual sex as a man can have.
Do you know why
The
it's a
consequences are
reality?
harsh for you. I'll go on.
Wait,
the reason
Shadaya.
why you talk about these things like the gender, the gender wage gap is because men can work more hours than you. Men have no breaks compared to you. You guys, you always break down. If you were a machine, I would say you would be a Chinese machine.
Where are you getting all this information? Where's the study?
The study, you
Where is
always
it?
have something.
You're just saying
going.
stuff that
Do
you
know
think is happening, but it's actually not the
Do you know
truth.
that almost every woman, she always has something wrong with her? It's something
And men
that I've
don't.
noticed.
And men don't.
Whenever you talk to a woman, you're talking to any woman you're talking to, there's always something wrong with her. She's always...
And men don't.
This little sickness with her. It's
And
like,
men don't.
You guys are never at 100%.
No, do you know what it is? It's because we care about ourselves. I'll go back to the reason why a lot of men are committing suicide more than women. Women pay attention to detail to what is happening to their lives. Men, when they realize, oh, I should have taken care of my health, I should have taken care of this. It's too late. What do? They commit suicide. Now we have a lot of men committing suicide instead of getting the help they need earlier.
Society wouldn't be where it is today if men had behaved like women.
They're not supposed to behave like women.
Men understand.
They're just
this.
supposed to take care of
Men
themselves. They're not
understand
supposed.
this.
I'm not
Men
saying they should
understand
behave like
this.
women.
No, men understand this. They are expendable. They understand this. That is why you see in disasters, in times of disasters. Do you know the reason why they say we first evacuate who? The women and the children. Do you know why they do that?
It's because women produce other humans.
Yes.
You can't produce.
Because what would happen is this. If we were to say, like when the Titanic was sinking, we had 50 women and 50 men. And then we decide, let's save 25 men and 25 women, right? Would be at a disadvantage. Rather, would just say, save 50 women and save one man. This one man can impregnate all of them.
So we don't need men. We just need one.
So we don't need a lot of men. We just need one.
Would replace them.
I think the world would be a safer place if we just had fewer men because we would not be scared of a lot of things. It would be very safe.
Because for us to be here, it's men. Men literally.
No, we just need a few. We just need a few
No, you don't need a few.
We just need a few.
You don't need a few.
A few, so that you just give us your sperm and we have children.
Let me continue.
I think women would be better without men. Will be happier.
Are they better?
Yeah, they're very much safe. Imagine not having people killing us, robbing us,
now.
Raping us. We would be so much safer.
If women would be better without men, let's look at these same-sex relationships. Gay relationship, lesbian relationship. Which one tends to be more violent? Check your statistics. Right now, you can check, anyone with a phone, you can check your statistics.
What do you mean violent?
Yes, violent. From violence. Which relationships tend to be, violent?
I don't know. What are the statistics saying?
Lesbians.
Where are you getting all this information
I'm telling you right now, you can Google it.
Please Google for us.
Yes,
please Google for us.
Lady, Google. Women cannot stand each other, and you are saying that women will be safe with each other.
No, women will be safe with each other.
You wouldn't be safe with each other.
I don't believe that. I really need to know what Google is saying about
You don't even know these things.
No, because how many lesbians are there though?
But I'm just saying, compared
to gays.
When they were comparing,
there are a lot of gays. A lot of men are becoming gay.
Divorce statistics, they show that gay couples tend to last longer compared to lesbian couples. Women are miserable with each other.
So
and you still blame us
are you
men.
Supporting gay couples?
No, I'm not supporting it. I'm just giving an example right now.
So you're saying, okay, gay couples are better off?
Men staying together is better off than women staying together. So you're encouraging
men being alone?
No, I'm not encouraging men to be gay. No. But I'm just giving an example when we talk of two extremities.
What are you reading?
She's trying to dilute the facts.
Are you Googling the facts?
Yes.
You can't find anything. What is ChatGPT?
She's trying. So you see,
man.
And that's the thing with women. Even when you look at, I would give you an example. If you were saying, you are a lawyer. Obviously, you went to university, right? If you go to women's hostels and you go to, men's hostels, the vibe is different.
No.
You go into a room, you've got 3 or 4 ladies sharing this room, right? Each one has their own things. This one, I've got my baggage.
Shadaya.
This one, I've got this.
It's men. You know why?
And you know why they're fighting?
But when you go,
if we didn't have men, we'll be fine.
But when you go to the men's hostels and you go into this room, you've got 4 people, right, in this room. They've got one bucket. They will share it. Men can share.
Dirty.
Women cannot share.
Y'all are dirty. You don't bath.
You don't like each other.
You know what? No.
We love each other.
What's that thing that women go to every month? That big function. Duke and Slay.
Oh yeah, Duke and Slay.
And it's been
successful.
Yes, it has been so successful.
Women, exactly. That's
and there are no men
But
there.
I'm saying women doesn't prove that women like each other.
Shadaya. Can men have drinks without women?
No,
exactly.
Because it's gay.
But we can have.
We can enjoy.
What's the point of us having drinks together?
So you don't like each other?
No, we like each other, but what's the point? We could be using that time to do something productive.
Let's move on.
Women are for fun. you know, you were created for our pleasure.
How's your day today? What's been going on? Let's talk about it. Because today you're
Okay.
What happened today?
Guys,
Who did what to you today?
Okay. I'm a bit angry.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a bit angry today. I had an encounter with the police.
What happened?
I'm not trying to sound political or anything like that, but I had an encounter with the police.
What happened?
So I'm a bit, agitated.
What happened?
The stop sign thing.
You didn't stop.
No, I did stop. But apparently the guy didn't see that I stopped. Yes. And it's a thing. I know.
Shadaya, you didn't stop.
No, I did stop. And this is now something that is, telling me, you should get a dash cam.
You should.
Yes, I should get a dash cam.
But did you think, okay, I don't want to sound political, but did you think it's time we just have cameras in the roads? I know it's...
Yeah, I think cameras would do
also help as well.
Yes.
Or even police having I know Americans police have a on-body camera thing.
Yes.
I don't know. But would they want... Okay, I don't... Try not to be.
Yes. She's trying not to be political. Everyone is trying not to be political.
Because I think it's a good addition, because a lot of times people are like, no, I didn't do this, or I did this, I didn't. There's always...
It's your word
against their word.
And we always know their word always wins. Yes, their word always wins. No way you're going to.
But yeah, I feel like it's time maybe as a nation we get to a point we encourage my own body cameras and stuff like that. I think it will also help with corruption.
Yeah.
To curb corruption, because again, we have situations. I've seen a couple of videos where my policemen collecting money from the combis.
Yes.
Imagine if there's a body camera and there's also cameras in the roads or stuff like that. We wouldn't, it would help with corruption.
I would say a majority of, the things that end up happening on the road, some of them, they're not even necessary.
Mm.
You know what, guys? I want to defend the police. Wait, hear me out.
Yes.
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into town the other day and there were no combis in this corner. It looked so clean, guys. It looked so nice. And I know every time they have a run around the combis and the police, you guys are always saying, the police are in the wrong because now the combis are now, running over people and all of that. My question is, we have accepted combis being in the place they're not supposed to be in, and we think it's normal. So that when the police actually do their job, we get angry at the police. Because have you seen how clean it is along Robert Mugabe when there's no Mshika and there's no combis? But somehow that's the road people always get run over, and we blame the police. Why do we not come and say to the combis, you guys go and park in your parking spots? Okay, I know they're going to.
No. I think also the council has to do it, because if you go to Bulawayo, I come from Bulawayo. Bulawayo is very clean. You don't see, if you go into the streets of Bulawayo, combis are not doing what they do in Harare. It is very orderly. It is very clean. Combis are not in town like that.
Okay.
But also the council has been very strict about it, intentional about it, to say markets, you have your own place, you have your, So I don't know if we're to blame the combis. I don't want to blame anyone. I don't want to be... But again, I don't know.
We are a developing country,
the blame
guys.
is on everyone.
Let's just remember that we are a developing country.
The blame
Let's
is on
not
everyone.
see Japan developed and want to feel like, why is Zimbabwe not... We are developing.
No, but in the same developed country, Bulawayo is different from Harare. Why?
Okay,
It's what Shadaya always says about girls.
For Bulawayo, the reason why it's also different is I would say Bulawayo isn't overly populated.
True.
Compared to
Why
Harare.
are you not in Bulawayo? You came
because
to Harare.
everyone comes to Harare. That's the thing. No, that's the truth. Everyone comes to Harare. Every villager comes to Harare. And we now have people who grew up... No, let me finish. We've got people who grew up in Harare. And then we've got people who came from all the villages. They are also in Harare. So you see, it becomes that hard to have an identity.
But okay, let me comparing Bulawayo to Harare. First of all, Bulawayo is a small city.
Yes.
Okay. and everything is still centrally done. Like Bulawayo CBD is like where everything else is done.
Yes.
There's one shopping center, Ascot, and then just a few. Whereas Harare, they're decentralizing, which is a good thing. We now have Madokero, we have Highlands, we have Rua, we have Borodo. So it means a lot of people don't necessarily have to be in town, for starters. So that's a good thing. Again, Harare is big for it.
No.
It is.
The infrastructure.
It used to be.
The
Harare was built
infrastructure doesn't
when it was
correspond with
Rhodesia.
the population. That's the truth. When we talk of these combis, why are they, ranking where they are ranking? Where else can they go? We haven't improved the infrastructure where they were supposed to rank.
Question is, why are people still finding the need to be in town if they don't work in town? Because I've seen the mayor talking about people are eating madumbu. What you call this?
It's a 50-50.
Maize meal and stuff like that. Peanuts in town.
Are they not supposed to eat that?
Why is someone cooking it in town?
Shadaya,
In the CBD. Why is
what's your
someone
favorite
cooking
chill spot?
Kidneys in town.
No, generally.
Generally, I would say my house.
No, outside of your house, Shadaya.
For me, I tend to find people boring.
No,
he doesn't like spending money.
For the sake
If
of,
it's simple,
for
they
the
like
sake of the
spending time.
conversation.
For the sake of the
Engage me. What's
conversation,
your
okay, I would say if I'm hanging out somewhere, I would want to hang outside the CBD. And for me, it's usually by Belvedere.
Right. Where do you live?
The rabbit hole.
Where
I
do
stay
you-
in Chita.
Exactly. Are there no chill spots in Chitungis?
It's noisy in the ghetto.
But
That-
you stay in the
noisy.
ghetto, but that's
It's
your
noisy.
home.
This is where the
It's noisy.
decentralization thing is coming, because people are opening a lot of spots that said, I'm not saying people shouldn't come, don't
Yes.
get me wrong, but I'm just saying that if people open a spot in Belvedere, everyone wants to go there. But there are spots wherever you are. So Harare can't be big enough because everyone is coming to wherever it is. Highland Park, everyone is angry. Why are you guys coming from the ghetto to go
Come
to
to
Highland
Highland
Park?
Park.
No, the reason why some of
Hey,
us,
they shouted at us.
the reason why you see people from the ghetto with a little bit of, flair, exposure, and money go to these places is because they cannot chill in the ghetto.
What's wrong with chilling in the ghetto?
The ghetto is the worst place you can be.
I love
I stay in
Kwachkwana.
the
I've
ghetto.
been to Kwachkwana.
Yes, it's chaotic.
I like it there. I like it
but
once in a while.
I cannot chill there.
So me and you can't go and chill there.
I cannot chill there. I want to chill,
So
and
you
then
think you're
someone.
too bougie for
no,
it?
no, I'm not too bougie for that. But I'm just saying, Gucci, I'm not, into
You're not
that.
what?
I'm not into that. I'm trying to have, a peaceful time by myself, just chilling, thinking, gathering my thoughts, and then someone comes, oh, Shubaba, Madi, that's the ghetto vibe. Whenever I come here, to do this, this podcast, I can tell the difference. And if you ask anyone from the ghetto and you bring them this side, they can see the difference. You start from the air.
No, but
and then it goes to the peace.
I was saying to my friend the other day, I was like, if I was to live in the ghetto, I can live in Bulawayo ghetto. I can't live in Harare ghetto. Because Bulawayo ghetto is clean, is quiet. Gosledge, you're rolling your eyes.
No, because I'm from the ghetto. I won't say which one for the sake of my identity.
Yes.
But I like the ghetto.
No, I like the Bulawayo
I don't
ghetto,
live in
not
the
Harare
ghetto, so it's a little bit of a
Not Harare
contradiction.
If you
ghetto,
love
I
the
can't
ghetto, why
do
are you
Harare
not in the
ghetto.
ghetto?
Because service providers don't give us good services in the ghetto.
That's the thing. So it's not a good place to be.
Fair.
Yes,
I'll
it's
give
not
you
a
that.
good place to be. I think we were going to make this a topic for another day.
Location.
The ghetto.
The ghetto.
Yes, your location will determine where you go,
Exposure.
where you go in life. And I feel like many people, if you are born in the ghetto, you're already born at a disadvantage.
True.
For myself, I would say the biggest advantage I had was my dad. I was born in the ghetto, but what my dad would do with me, he would always say, hop in the car. And I would hop in the car. And then he would say, I want to take you to these, to the north of Samora, to these suburbs. I want you to see that there is another world. And then when we would go to these places, I would see that, there was another world. I'm now seeing beautiful houses, beautiful roads, streets that are not, populated with people. You can just move. The air is different. And I think in a way it contributed to, to me being the person that I am. I grew up in the ghetto. I managed to get the ghetto tenacity.
I don't think being born in the ghetto puts you at a probably people are gonna be like, because you didn't. Do you know why I say that? Because if you look at some of the successful people in our country, from musicians to people in the business world, like their story is from the ghetto.
But
I feel like it gives you something. It gives you a certain drive.
No. Yes, I think, but the difference is with those people, they may be from the ghetto, but they'll tell you a story of one day they encountered someone or they saw something. That's the exposure we're talking about. Years ago, I think in a ghetto, Glenview 7, there was a girl that used to say, my dream is to get married. There was this, this house, this is a ghetto, they have big houses and then they name them. So there's a house called State House. And she said, if I live in a house like State House, I'd be so happy. It was a basic house. And I always wondered why that was her dream and her goal. That's back in the day before the Instagram and social media was what. And you think her imagination took as far as what she knew. For me, because my dad also used to take me to these neighborhoods, now I know that there's Bordeaux Brook, there's what. So now that house is a small house because I've seen a big house. So you see, even those people that grow big from the ghetto have seen, it's not about, they've seen something. They went to Bordeaux one day and it changed their whole psyche. Or they encountered a very rich man that treated them some way and it changed their psyche. So that exposure that your crowd, you need to see these things. If you grow up in Chitungwiza, I never lived Chitungwiza, you die in Chitungwiza.
For one successful story, let me tell you, for one successful story in the ghetto that you end up, reading about, there are 20 failed stories from that same ghetto.
What do you think? Okay, so we can't move everyone from the ghetto. So what do you think? Because I feel like maybe back in the day, maybe there were schools that would take kids to the airport or things like that would happen just to kind of expose kids to things. What do you think is what do you think needs to happen to kind of give Chitungwiza exposure to help kids in Chitungwiza?
We have social media. They have social media.
Besides social media, for starters, right now, I would say the immediate thing that needs to happen is something to do with, blocking drugs from flooding the ghetto. I can tell you this. Almost every family in the ghetto now, they have a family member with a drug issue.
True.
Mtoriro. That's the truth. And do you know Mtoriro, what happened with Mtoriro, how most of them ended up hooked to it? It was during COVID. They had nothing to do. They couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't do anything. They were just there. And then that's when, the Mtoriro started flooding the ghetto. By the time we got out of the COVID, people were already hooked on it.
But do you think drugs, because I was on my Samba show the other day and she was asking me about drugs and I was saying people don't have anything to do. And she said to me, not having anything to do shouldn't be an excuse. But I was conflicted in that because I'm like, genuinely people don't have anything to do.
No, I want to come back from your conversation from last week and say, I think to an extent we have raised a very lazy generation. Please, this is not saying people don't work hard. Let's take the disadvantage. Let's speak of the ghetto. Let's not speak about, we are speaking from a point of privilege. In the ghetto, right now, people want a little bit of easy money. Quick money, easy money. You find that when you look at the jobs that our grandfathers used to do, my grandfather used to work at Party. He used to go on his bicycle as a nurse, as a cleaner and do that. Some of these people are selecting these jobs. You find very few people, if someone comes with the truck and says, let's go and build a house, some of them, it's hard labor for them. They don't want that. They want the easy money. They want to go into the studio. They want to become the next Soldier Love. They want, that's the truth. And you find that when you look in the ghetto, even in town, when you go the downtown side, you see a lot of old people working. Those people are still working. Young people, they want the easy things. So yes, they don't have anything to do because we still don't want to. How many young people in the ghetto are okay with coming to Bordeaux and being a gardener for basic salary?
She's raising,
how many of them want to do that?
Because in the ghetto now, the funny thing is this. You've got people over 50. They are still waking up, going to work. And then you've got 18-year-olds waking up to go and sit by the corner. And then complain.
It's embarrassing for me to work in a garden.
Things are not okay. I'm not saying that things are perfect, but you need to, to do something.
Would you work in a garden?
Yes, I've been a waitress.
For me, I would do anything to avoid, going the path of, taking drugs.
I've been a waitress.
To be fair, I've been a waitress as well in uni. But I was in uni, so...
It was after graduation.
In uni, I was a waitress for a while.
And then, another thing, you need to look at it like this. These kids, they no longer have role models.
What do you mean they know?
The difference between this generation and my generation, we had role models, good role models, positive role models. We would read about the Strive Masiwas. Would read about the Philip Chiangwas, the Nigel Chanakiras, These were people doing big things, right? I'm not mentioning names.
You just mentioned 3 names.
Yes, but I'm saying compared to this generation now. This generation, they don't have...
They've standard.
No, I'm not trying to say anything against anyone, but I'm just saying they don't have role models. And then we had sports people as role models would read about Peter and Love. We'd read about, the Kirsty Coventries and everyone. So in a way, it guided us. But now look at the role models we have due to, the emergence of social media.
I was about to say a name, but I'm not about to start a fight with that person.
We've got shitty people.
Okay.
Influencing a generation.
My thoughts with this, it's I feel like going back to last week's conversation where I said the older generation were putting up with, they grew up in a time where you just have to work. It doesn't matter if it's fair or unfair. You just have to work.
Yes.
You just have to work. So I'm thinking, because I've heard people that give their maids like $70 a month. I'm like, what? Really? And the maid is literally doing something. I'm like, is that enough? And then the same girl, like you see, or the same woman is going out for drinks every other weekend and paying $200. And I'm thinking, that's not fair. Because you've got this person, you live in the... No, I'm being honest. You've got this person taking care of your kids. Like literally, this person is like the mother to your kids. Because you are never around, right? You are out at night. They take the kids to bed. They bath the kids. They make sure the kids have food. They do homework with the kids. And you're okay with giving them $80 or $70. But you're the same person that is going to La Parade and spending $300 on alcohol. So me as a ghetto youth, and I'm thinking, and you're telling me, come work for me and I'll give you $70. I'm like, that's unfair.
Right. That's why I come and say, wait, let me just say 2 things. Okay. That's why I come and say privilege. 1, very few people in the world love their jobs.
Yes.
Even in the office. 2, even now, there are people that do a 9 to 5 and are underpaid. So when you stay as a maid, I'm not saying I'm not justifying people that are underpaying people. Yes, it's wrong. But when you say, I'm not going to work because I'm being paid 70, you are choosing. You are making a choice because there are a lot of people that don't. Do you think maids like their job? All of them, generally. Do you think maids like their job?
You raised a valid point. And that is the problem with today's generation. You want to be happy with your job.
No,
you're not supposed to be happy with your job.
For my mental health. Mental health is important.
A job's purpose is to provide for you, to give you something to put in your pocket.
But also today's generation, we're realizing that mental health is an issue. Do you know why we're raised with...
when you take drugs...
No. Okay, let me see my point. Do you know why now as millennials, we're like, our parents didn't tell us they love us. Our parents were not showing us love. Right? They were stressed. They were doing jobs. They were not giving us enough. That's why we are the way we are.
But our parents have houses and legacies.
I'm not going to tell my child that I love them.
Damn.
I'm not even going to tell my child that I love them. I'll just show them that I love them by working as hard as I can be to give them a good life. Okay. And I'm very grateful for my dad. He did that. He worked as hard as he could to provide me the best he could.
My second point was on the role models. My reasoning with this generation is that outside of the role models Shadaya talked about, the ones we read about, social media has given us unrealistic role models. That's the reason why we want privilege. Back in the day, like I'm talking about my uncle working at Paris, and we saw these people in real life doing these hard jobs. So we knew we had to work by any means. These days I bought my first car at 21 with a GOE.
Jesus, you see that on Twitter, you're like,
so
what am I
think
doing?
It's possible. You come from Highfield. And no one in your neighborhood, no one in your family is a GOD. Even people that are in 40s and they're working. And somehow you see a 20-year-old on social media saying, I bought my first car at a GOE. And now you don't want any job because I want to be like that one person on social media that bought a GOE. So social media makes these things look like they are realistic. Those are the outliers. You know how they're the outliers? Because in your real life, who do you know that bought a GLE at 21?
Very, very few. Or even
No
none.
one,
Or
Shadaya.
even none. The microwave generation. I call it the microwave success generation.
No, but yeah, 'cause speaking
no
of...
one wants the process.
Yeah.
They want the easy process. They want the guy at 21.
No, they don't want the process. They just want to have things. But when you look at, the previous generation, they got to self-actualize by the time they were in their 40s. And you want to have the things they had in their 40s in your 20s.
And they had no pressure, because you find that nowadays, the 5 millionaires that we know are on social media. And we all think we can be millionaires.
No, but okay.
Strive Masiwa was there back in our father's days. Our fathers didn't have that pressure because Strive was not going on social media showing them. So they were content, and they understood that they could never be like Strive. Now when that 1 millionaire shows you their life, you think all of us in this room, okay,
I understand your points, guys. I understand your points.
Only me.
I understand.
Only me.
Only you what?
Only me,
Here's what?
in this room is going to end up with the Rolls Royce. We all know this.
Nah.
We all know this.
Me. It's just me. But anyway.
We shall see.
We shall see. At least we have evidence. Today is the what? What day is it today? We'll come back to this day in 10, 20 years' time. I'm like...
But my point is, people in this generation don't want to work.
You know why I want... Okay. I hope I'll put my point across.
Yes.
Properly. Okay, I understand what you guys are saying. You're correct. Okay. But... do you also understand that we're in a different generation where it's easy to make wealth? I think I was listening to a podcast, and then this lady was like, back in the day, billionaires were not accessible to us. You would read in a book that there's a billionaire in America.
Are they accessible to you now?
Yeah.
No.
Let me explain. Let me explain.
Access to them.
No, you have access to them because Elon Musk is tweeting. You know what he's thinking.
No.
Do you understand?
They were on TV. They were on TV.
No, they were not like that.
Okay.
Like back in the... No, guys, let me land.
Let
me land.
No, you're not going to land.
Let me land.
You're going to crash.
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish. Back in the day, billionaires were not on social media. They were not on... They were not... You would hear about someone who's a billionaire. Okay. But right now, someone could actually be... You could be tweeting in a Trump. Trump is talking about Trevor Noah, a comedian.
Okay.
Do you understand? As rich as he is, it was unheard of. Do you understand that a whole president of the United States of America is concerned about a comedian from South Africa?
No,
like that.
He's not a comedian from South Africa. He's a comedian from South Africa working in America.
But that's my point.
That's my point.
That just shows you...
Hosting the Grammys.
That just shows you the progress that we've made, as the progress that has been made from back in the day to today, that it's easy. The fact that Trevor Noah has been hosting the Grammys, it's showing that it is possible.
Guys, I will tell you this. In as much as you think you've got access to these billionaires, to these millionaires, to these popular people, you only get to hear what they have to say.
But my point is, we are getting to hear what they get to say. Back in the day, we didn't. So when Oprah comes and says, "This is what happens to me," listen. Let me finish.
Were you reading magazines?
But how many people had access to People's magazines? Compared to the way social media is, everyone has access. Okay, I have my phone right now. I can literally scroll.
Todo, what is access?
Access is me going on, doing this and going on Twitter and saying, what did Elon Musk say? What did Mark Zuckerberg say? As a wife that doesn't look like a model. So it means I can be a millionaire and have a wife that doesn't look like a model. It's okay. Do you understand? Access is knowing how these people built their wealth. It's understanding. No, guys,
Todo, are you saying the people who are in your comments, they have access to you?
They have access to my thought process.
They don't have access
to my thought process.
Oh no, that's not your thought process.
It is my thought process. I do not post it.
You put things out there that you don't even mean. We all know this. And that is the biggest problem with today's generation, especially women. Because let me talk about it. Let me talk about it. Because because you modern women now think that
we're talking about generally young people.
Let me land. As you say, let me land. As you say, you end up thinking that you've got access to these rich, powerful guys. Because you can see them on social media, because you can go into, onto their timelines, because maybe they viewed your your little story that you put out there, and then you say you've got access to this.
We have access.
You don't have access to them.
Let me also say with
Please
men.
support me.
Men also look at that one example, those two examples that made it from the ghetto. That one school dropout that became a millionaire.
Everyone is trying to be a Mark Zuckerberg.
Let me land. And they all think that they all don't need to work hard. I'm not saying don't pursue your dreams. Don't get me wrong. Pursue your dreams or all of that. But all I'm saying is there's one soldier love. And I'm not saying they're not upcoming.
Yes.
There are a lot of upcoming.
But only him could do what he did.
How many
the way
kids
he
are in the
it.
studio today? And how many people do we know? So it's the same thing that you're saying with the same thing with men. And with men, you see that one man that made it from the ghetto.
Everyone thinks they can have a castle. Everyone thinks they can have a castle and become exquisite.
Besides that,
no, you have your castle and dust.
Lady, you know, I talked about that.
Now you quit your good job because you want to be like
exquisite. Do you think we can all come and buy cars from you?
Lady, I was addressing that. I talked about this and I was telling the young people, you know, this included men and women.
No, and why were you focusing on women?
I was telling them this. That guys, in as much as you can believe in these feel good stories of these people who ended up, becoming successful from situations whereby they were not supposed to be successful. And most of these people you look up to, they didn't go to school, they didn't have any skill they had, and then you believe that you can be one of these people. It's a lie. Those are extreme outliers.
So it's not just
for
women,
every
it's
kid,
just both men and female.
Yes, for every child trying to be, the I show speed. For one I show speed we have 30 to 100 who failed. For every Kaisenat we have 30 to 100 who failed. For every, I don't know, what would you call the females we have who are successful, we had 1,000 who failed.
Females worse because in the work industry, you guys don't want to
tell these children, go to school or learn a trade. Learn something that can be productive to you. You are not going to be famous. You're not going to be rich. And I have a problem with this idolization of soldier love.
No, it's just an example.
I have a problem. I'm going to talk about it. Yes, I'm going to talk about it.
Next week.
That's the last thing I'm going to talk about before we call it off. I am a big fan of... I'm a big fan of soldier love.
Thank you.
And I always, tweeted about him, posted about him. I loved him as an artist. I would say he's one of the greatest ever. But this idolization of him, we shouldn't idolize him. Because why? He was a drug abuser. He was a well-known drug abuser. And we've got a drug pandemic right now in this country. We can't be idolizing someone like that. He was never even supposed to be given the hero status. Yes.
No, but also, can I ask? If you're good at something, for example, Kanye West is good at something, right? Should we stop praising him for his work?
We praise him for his music. We praise him for his fashion sense.
That's what she was saying.
But we don't get to idolize him.
But unfortunately, young people do.
To make him this thing. Because this was one of the guys who started pushing drugs.
I'm trying to think of somebody else who was big that did. Michael Jackson had his own issues.
What issues?
I don't want to say them.
He didn't have any issues.
Michael Jackson?
He was cleared. Anyways, they're saying that our time is up.
Next week.
They're saying that our time is up. I think we'll call it today. And I think it was, a pretty decent episode.
Was.
Heated.
But I feel like you guys were ganging up on me, but I'm coming for you next week.
We were not ganging up on you, Toto. You usually just say a lot of
nonsense.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. And as always, I always say with this, what you see on the screen, BETS263. That's our page on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, every social media platform. But I want you to go on YouTube and search for BETS263, Best263, and like, subscribe, watch, comment, everything. Thank you very much.